articulating that they believe we are going to see another major move for XRP. It's been consolidating, moving sideways for pretty much all of December after a massive move to the upside. As you well know, at this point, XRP going from about 49 cents up to $2.90 in just a matter of weeks here. But, you know, in a bull market, fine, he correct a little bit. That's what we've been going through now, but it ain't going to stay forever. In fact, consolidation periods and, the later you get into a bull market, the later you're talking about, the shorter those consolidation periods are. And we should be, based on historical context, we should be towards the very end of this bull market. I mean, it should be the next, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it ends up being, and, ask a different analyst, get a different answer, but somewhere in that range, we're towards the tail end. And because that's the case, the idea of XRP finally moving back to the upside, it shouldn't be that long. I mean, there's so many analysts that are saying, like, one literally said, and this is a quote, that this signals, and I'll show you what he's talking about, this signals a large move is on the horizon. But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And of course, as I will continue to insist, history rhymes with itself. And so we have this post from chart analyst Jelly, and on the bottom is a Bitcoin dominance chart, and on the top is the total crypto market cap. And he's noting some correlation here between these two charts, this cycle and last cycle. You just have to look at the screen if you want to see what he's talking about. But if history's going to rhyme with itself, this is roughly the moment. And so I'm about to share you a ton of XRP analysts. I don't know if I have like 5, 6, 7 analysts providing analysis and or commentary specifically about this idea of XRP being about to go. But what I'm showing you is that there's confluence here. There are other things you can look at since the asset class moves in tandem. It's worth doing that to note, yeah, this should roughly be the time. And so there's this post from chart analyst Steph Crypto, by the way. He wrote, "You're early, #XRP." And of course, when you say early, that's a subjective term. If you're talking about for, where we are now compared to the peak, okay, it's still relatively early. Certainly. I mean, you can see that he highlighted this from a couple market cycles ago. There was a major leg up, and then there was a little bit of a pause, and it did move to the upside. And if the history is kind of rhyming, then that's that first part in 2017. That's what we've just gone through, that little bit there, which means that almost all of the move to the upside is yet to be had if history is to rhyme with itself. But in terms of the amount of time that's going to take, not much at all. We are approaching that very final phase here in this market cycle if history is rhyming with itself. So in terms of timing, you're not early. In terms of where we are compared to wherever the peak ends up, yeah, we'll probably look back and be like, oh, XRP, close to $2, $2.20, they were around there. Okay, yeah, that's still early enough in terms of what multiplier you can get. There's also this post from chart analyst Dom, and he certainly agrees with a ton of analysts that I follow, this idea that, yeah, we're about to go much higher very soon. And so he shared this chart just this morning, actually. And he wrote, XRP, volatility has subsided to a 45-day low. The last time we saw volatility this low was at 70 cents. This signals a large move is on the horizon. Just a matter of time, folks. It's just a matter of time. And so, let's repeat this because I know not everybody knows there's always new subscribers coming on board here. I'm not a chart analyst, but I follow a ton of them. Every single day. The ones that I find to be reputable and don't have disastrous track records. When I find that they have the same or similar perspective almost entirely across the board, then what I found over a span of many, many years is that what they're saying is likely to occur almost always comes to pass. If it's like pretty much all of them saying it, yes. If it's the strong majority, yeah, it's probably going to happen. Now, sometimes, sure, improbable things occur, which doesn't mean that it was irrational for them to have the suppositions they had, necessarily. But again, yeah, so like I said, sometimes the improbable happens. But that's why I find this so valuable, looking at what all these analysts think. And so when I notice that so many of them are saying about the same damn thing, Yeah, makes my and that's kind of what I'm seeing more and more of that. The more, like, with each passing day, I can find another analyst or two who are like, yeah, it looks like this thing's about to go. And I'll mention for like probably the third straight day in a row, the blockchain backer is even talking about this before he went on his Christmas break, several days or so ago, and he doesn't normally talk like that. He's very conservative, and I respect that, about how he words stuff. He's way more on the conservative end than pretty much any other analyst I follow, which is not a critique. That's totally respectable. It's fine. I'm just observing. The reason I'm noting that is because when he does say something like that, it extra jumps out at me. And he thinks that when this thing breaks, he said that there's in his mind, about an 80% chance that the break is to the upside, leaving a 20% chance that the break's actually to the downside. So we could see a move to the downside. It's just not in his mind what's most probable. And it's kind of similar for Dom here. He acknowledges that there certainly is a possibility for a move to the downside. He cited, going below $2.15 level. But something's going to happen. Something is on the horizon. So let's hope it is to the upside. I'd prefer that. But the good news is, even if not, this doesn't signal the end of the cycle. Here is a post from Crypto Insight UK, another chart analyst. He says, XRP looking like it's filling the engine. A run into New Year and Q1? Certainly plausible. He posted that this morning. Another analyst thinking that at least that's a reasonably plausible thing here. So, I won't be surprised if we actually have to wait until January to get it, but who knows? Maybe he's right. Maybe it does start running, a day or two before 2024 is out. We're getting around there. And I'll also highlight this briefly. I might share this in a video, but it's worth repeating even so. This is a post from yesterday morning. Also from Crypto Insight UK, he said, I'm bidding XRP at $2.04 on the chance we get a wick to that level. Crypto gods, you know what to do. So the reason I'm highlighting this is, even though he thinks there's a good chance we go to the upside, no analyst has 100% confidence that's the case. No other ones I follow operate like that. So there's an acceptance that he could go to the downside, but he'll be bidding there if that happens. Okay? He's not going to be panic selling there. He believes if that happens, it's an opportunity because the price of XRP after that goes much higher. Just to be clear. Here's irrational XRP hater. This guy has the affliction known as XRP derangement syndrome. Peter Brand. Oh, Peter Brand. He's one of the most well-known chart analysts in all of crypto. 764,500 followers. He gained notoriety in crypto in 2017. He was known a bit before that, but in particular in 2017, he became kind of famous in crypto for having called the peak of the market for Bitcoin close to 20 grand. And then a year later in December, I believe at the bottom I think it was December 15th. I'm almost 100% sure it was the day after I launched my YouTube channel. I launched my channel December 14, 2018. So the reason I remember this, I believe that was the very bottom for Bitcoin, close to, maybe it was like $3,200, something like that. But anyway, he nailed both of those. And so the guy knows how to chart. He's way more correct than incorrect, which is why it's hilarious since he has XRP derangement syndrome. He missed all of the correct calls in the 2017 cycle, screaming it was a scam and it's going to zero. It would never pop. And I shared the examples in recent videos, so I didn't pull them up for this one, but I just want to make sure everybody's aware so that you understand why what he's saying now is, to me, in my mind, extra interesting and substantial, but he absolutely missed them all. And in fact, because he doesn't know how to chart, I believe very firmly that he has XRP derangement syndrome, and it's turned his brain into applesauce, at least as it pertains to anything to XRP. And so a human who is otherwise rational and great at charting is incapable of being correct about XRP because he irrationally despises it so much. The bias seeps into his analysis, into his charting. He just could not see it coming. He couldn't see the first run in the beginning part of January 2017 when it was about half a penny all the way up to 42 cents. He didn't see it later in 2017 when it ran. He was charting that was going to keep trending towards zero against Bitcoin. And then even before the SEC sued Ripple in 2020, he did not see that XRP was going to pop up to 80 cents. He didn't think that was going to happen. Of course, he thought XRP was going to fall out of the top 10 coins by market cap. And then even after the lawsuit, then he missed the next run where XRP, even though it didn't hit a new all-time high because it was artificially suppressed. Because of the SEC, it did go from 16 cents after the lawsuit to $2 a peak for the last cycle while it was under attack, mind you, which is insanely impressive in my mind. And it did that in a matter of months. He missed that too. Then he missed the first run in this cycle. He said, no, XRP, it's not going to run. Not going to run, folks. He kept, and I made a highlight of this throughout the year, and I just mocked it because it's just ridiculous. Like, this guy obviously has XRP derangement syndrome. And so he